What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. Just about to drive home from Old Trafford. Done a couple of fan cams. The trains were running a bit funny, so a lot of people had to dash off quickly, so I didn't get many. I know Dom and Nick they told me they're gonna send something to us a bit later on. But I've never come out of an away game feeling so positive when we've lost. And I'll tell you what, the boys today, West Ham, I'm going to do player ratings a bit later on. I'm going to do it in a separate video, but the player ratings is going to come a bit later, but there's going to be no one less than an 8. Before I start this video, let me just remind you that this video is sponsored by OneFootball, the app that lets you download all the stats, facts, everything about football. So go and check that out. But listen, I'm going to change this view quickly so you can get that logo off your screen. We've been robbed. We've been absolutely robbed by poor officiating, and it was 2 terrible decisions within a minute of each other, 2 minutes of each other, whatever it was. We are a team that obviously, you know, we don't go away that often and play like that, you know what I mean? We were man for man. Every single player on that pitch was absolutely brilliant. They was better than Man United. Now, you go through, someone just said there on the comments, I can see the comments coming through, VAR can't come quick enough, because VAR today, and we would have won 2-1. Simple as that, really. You know, Anderson goes through, he scores a goal, perfectly legal goal. He's played onside by the right back. I think that's Darmian. I think it's Darmian, isn't it? The 20?
Yeah, I think it was Darmian, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's played onside by Darmian, scores a goal, perfectly onside. Within about 2 minutes later, Pogba goes through, edge of the box, didn't get touched, goes down, and he gives a penalty, and he's blatantly outside the... I mean, I could see that from where I was, and I was outside the ground. You know what I mean?
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. It's an absolutely...
If you could see that, just look at that.
You can't see that.
Huh?
You can't see it, it's too bright. Listen, I remember a couple of seasons ago, I don't think we've been good enough to you know, to even start whinging about officiating. But a couple of seasons ago, I think there was a table. If all the referee officiating was right, I think it was the last season at the Bowling, we would have been 4th. Now, we're not going to get many points. There are teams battling up there for fourth place. A couple of teams lost today. You know, Everton lost, Leicester lost, so we could have pushed up the table and got a bit closer to them. And the referee has absolutely, referee and linesman, I'm not just going to blame it all on the referee, because he's got to have help from the assistants, has absolutely robbed us today. Man for man, we were the better team. They done nothing. Declan Rice was absolutely brilliant, but that goes for everybody. Arthur Masuaku coming in gives us a different dimension on the left. They were petrified of Anderson. They were petrified of him. Couldn't get near him. Lanzini as well started to look a little bit like his old self. I don't know why Arnie didn't start. I don't know why was left out of the squad. It must be an injury. I don't know why Cresswell didn't. But to be honest with you, even Chicha was battling. He had Phil Jones on toast. I think he come off a little bit early, to be quite honest with you, Hernandez, and I know he was a bit angry. I'll talk about Hernandez in a different video, because I've got a couple of things to say about him, about the way he went off the pitch. But it was just so frustrating to watch, and we carved out the chances. I know that they had a couple of chances. Fabianski had to make a good save from Rashford, and then obviously the penalty, the second penalty was a penalty like nailed on. A couple of seasons ago he would have gone. He would have been sent off as well, but I think it's that double. What's that called? The double.
It's the new thing.
Yeah,
they're being lenient on when you're going 1-on-1 with lot. Just sending.
Yeah, it's that double. I don't know what it is. Double punishment rule or whatever it is. So a couple of seasons ago he would have been sent off as well. But when you're getting it that wrong, in you know when you've disallowed a totally good goal and then given a penalty, given the initiative to United, and even when we was on the back foot, we was great, defended great. Ogbonna, Balbuena, brilliant. Zaba till he had to come off, brilliant. Masuaku, brilliant. Rice.
They all was. You can't.
If that ain't an audition for Declan Rice to you know, that he can step up and step into that Champions League teams and all that sort of nonsense, I don't know what it is, because he had Pogba in his pocket. Pogba couldn't get near him. The only thing Pogba done is tuck away them 2 penalties, 2 good penalties. You got to say that. The difference as well, De Gea, because just before we hit the bar, which was it was unlucky. It was a great strike from Antonio. I mean, I've seen him do them all season, and him going into row Z. It was a fraction away of putting that in the top corner, and De Gea could have done nothing about it. But the header after, when De Gea scrambled across, and it was like a floating header, and it was going towards the top corner, and De Gea at the time that right, and he did, and that was the difference today. But we were definitely good enough for a point. I think personally, all three. Absolute joke of a refereeing decision, absolute joke of a game, to be quite honest with you. Them Man United fans were giving a stick. I don't know how they got the audacity to fucking sit there cheering it, because it was absolute fucking trash. We had them all over the park, we had them on toast. I think if Arnautovic would have started today, Phil Jones wouldn't have got near him, because...
Why did he start? Why would he on the bench?
I don't know. Live? Yeah, it's live.
Does anyone know why he wasn't on the bench
today?
Yeah,
if you can hear, I've got some comments coming through here. If anyone knows why Arnautovic wasn't starting today, please let me know. Let's take some of the comments. Cheated again, Rice was superb. Absolutely. Oh well, you'll forget about it, all about it in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's when we played Tottenham. Both pens were correct decisions, but you were definitely robbed of a draw. The goal was onside. I don't think it was a correct decision. It was outside the box.
Yeah, it was outside the box. You could see it.
You could see it.
It was up our end when it happened as well.
Man, you had 13 players all game. Correct. David De Gea thinks he's Gordon Banks. It was a brilliant save.
That save was up.
First penalty was never a foul. I agree. Arnie was ill again. I know there's a lot of illness going about. My missus is at home. She's ill. John Trotter says, so annoying, been wanting to watch West Ham play like this in that system. I'll tell you what, best game Alison's had. I was slating him on the way up here, saying he's done nothing all year. Today was his best game. He had him on toast. Exactly, Nicky. How can you support a team and a league that produces results like that? Finally feel for you. Really feel for you. Yeah, terrible. But the thing is, like, I'll come and support my team no matter what. If we'd have got trounced 4-0, I'd have sat here and said we was poor. But that's not the fact today. And the fact is, that could be, the difference between Champions League and something else for another team. You know what I mean? It could be the difference between Europa League and 15th for us. Absolutely disgusting refereeing decisions. I don't know whether VAR is the answer. I'll be honest with you. I know this is going to cause a bit of controversy, but I don't like the thought of stopping the game every 2 minutes for a VAR decision and all that sort of stuff. I don't like it, but
what is the answer?
I don't know what the answer is. Better officials, better fucking go to Specsavers. But I'm not a fan of that. But when you see blatant refereeing decisions like that, and he gets 2 wrong within a minute, you've got to do something. You've got to do something. Let's take some more comments. Best performance of 2019. Agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb. Looked good with 4 in the middle. Anderson was superb. He was absolutely superb today.
Thoughts on Diagana? What do you reckon of him? Do you reckon he's a bit too weak? Do you reckon he needs to go out on loan?
Yeah, I think Diagana needs to go on loan. I think he needs to go on loan. I think we lost a little bit of the edge when Lanzini come off. Yeah. Let's take some more comments. Looks good with the 4 in the middle. Yeah. Masuaku had a strong showing, very strong. But that's the thing about Masuaku. You don't know what Masuaku's going to turn up. Antonio was sick when he came on, and Anderson was superb. I think sick as in good.
Yeah, good.
Ben Masuaku was really good. Should have been a midfielder. Kids as linesmen don't help, absolutely. I feel for our wingers don't track back. I feel like our wingers don't track back enough, leaving our wingers exposed. I don't agree with that today.
We worked our socks off today.
Think it's better to get the decisions right. Couldn't care if the game was 30 minutes longer because of the delays. It's going to take the sting out of football, I believe. Antonio needs to start against Leicester. I've been saying that all along. Antonio needs to start. Antonio's been one of our brightest sparks this season when he's come on. Diangana needs to build up. His touch wasn't there today. He was getting one-on-one with the left back, and he didn't know what to do with it. That's the only thing about him. But he done well in times. The team gave their all, and everyone was great. I think Masuaku had a great game. I think he should start against Leicester. Lingard's in wind-up merchant, can't stand him. Well, that's up
He's
to him.
busy doing too much dancing.
Yeah, too much Instagram. That's one of our best games today, absolutely. Like to see Holland start. I thought he might have come on, Nathan Holland, because I thought when Lanzini went down, I thought he would have brought on Antonio, and if he needed to change the striker, I thought he might have put on Holland as an option. That game, that is the game that pissed me off the most all season. Absolutely. Great game, cheated again. Absolutely. Look, when this video goes live, if you're watching live, keep on bringing your comments. I'm going to keep on reading them out. But if you're watching when it's pre-recorded, leave your comments in the comment section down below. Tell me what you thought of the game today. Nicky, VAR won't make any difference. The top 5 officials won't let teams like West Ham United muscle in on their good thing. Can't be a coincidence that no matter how rubbish they are, and they end up in top 5. Listen, decisions like that, right? I know that they're looking at things in Europe about making this fucking Champions League, reformatting it again so no one else can break into it, and there's relegations and tiers and all that sort of stuff. They don't want teams like West Ham and Leicester and people like that breaking into it. Look, we ain't in no danger of breaking it into this season, but they don't want things like that. And VAR, you know, I've seen VAR decisions got wrong, so I don't know if that's the answer. If you're going to break up the game every 3 minutes or whatever it is, or every 5 minutes for a 2-minute break, you need to make sure they're spot on. But we'll see. Anyway, comments still coming in. Very unlucky from Arsenal supporter. Thank you very much. Like I've done something. United cheat again. Definitely. Man United don't deserve that. No, they don't. After this performance, what position would you strengthen in? I think another couple of midfielders. I think just central midfield. I think we're going to look at fullbacks, I'm sure. But Masuaku done himself no. Well, I was going to say he's done himself no favours, but he's done himself a lot of favours today.
Showed us he can defend.
Showed us he can actually defend. Yeah. After his performance, I missed that one. Arnie seems to be ill a lot lately, and maybe in China. Maybe, yeah. Needs to add up to top official, our backroom team, so we can start getting decisions. It helps when you have refs in your pocket. I guess so.
I think we need a goal scorer, someone who can score us 20 odd goals a season.
Yeah.
And they're hard to come by these days.
Of course they are, yeah. Unlucky result today. For we played, deserved a whole lot more. All I wanted, I've missed that again. Women's team in the, fuck's sake. Nick in the midfield was superb. They had their line and push forward all the time. They played as a unit for once, you know what I mean? And like, what impressed me today was the passing and moving, because the past few games I've seen people picking up the ball and everyone's just watching him to see what he does with it. And the passing and movement today, and I tell you what, it isn't a coincidence. I thought one of the catalysts of it, I think his legs went in the end, was Robert Snodgrass. And I know that he's going to be, you know, more up for that game than any other because he's the next Leeds player and he was getting stick all game. But you know, he was one of the better players today. Really good today. Feel a bit robbed, but were light decisions. VAR, for all its faults, would have got that. Anderson goal would have stood. Noble outstanding tonight, absolutely. I thought that was one of Arthur's best games. Yeah, I think it might have been his best game altogether. Get Belotti or Gomez and keep Carroll. And keep Carroll, Jesus Christ. Got robbed. Rice and Lanzini were class. Snodgrass played well. Anyway, boys, thank you very much for joining us on this little pre-match drive home. We're going to be back in a second with the player ratings, and we're going to talk about some stuff on the way home if we can. But yeah, thanks very much. It's been a long old trip. It's been a long old trip home, and it's going to be soured by the result, I'm afraid. But thanks very much for watching, boys. One thing left to say: keep the faith. Come on, you Irons.